And we are live. Again, for those who were not listening before, since it seems to be that you think that it's funny to try and, it's okay to judge one person harshly, but it's not okay to judge others harshly. Um, let's be clear. I do not approve, or if I was not afforded that same kindness, I would not be an innocent man here before you today, innocent of what I was charged with. Hi there, ukulele. How you doing? I'm glad you finally showed up. Tonight, unfortunately, the topic isn't music. It's a fella by the name of Grim, Grim Survival. If you know of him, then you know of him. If you don't, then you don't. That's fine. Situation is, um, there's some accusations that are flying hot and thick, and I feel really sorry for Grim because I've been the brunt of accusations before. And when it comes down to it, all of us are innocent until proven guilty. And the reality of the situation is I don't care who did what or why. Until it has been hashed out in a court of law, we cannot judge any person. Judge ye not, for ye shall be judged. That is actually in the good book. And I hear this and it tears me apart. I hear people just tearing into him saying, oh, he's such an evil person and this and that and the other. And you know what? A lot of people said that about me to my face. You're an evil person, Blaine. You went after and tried to kill somebody. And I said, no, I tried to save their life. The charges against me are what the police said happened, not necessarily what actually happened. So let's be clear. You cannot judge a person based solely on what a police officer thinks or what the charges may be. We have to judge according solely based upon the facts. And the fact of the matter is I don't know enough about the situation to actually make a judgment, which means that I couldn't hold anything against the man. And, what I've heard is certainly heinous. But at the same time, I was accused of attempted murder. Me, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. One of those folks that, he'd go out of his way to give you a ride to school or to your house or to, church or what have you. And, go out of his way to get you from being where you're at that's, not necessarily home to home. Say you're in a bad space or whatnot. Yeah, I've done it several times. I've stopped by the side of the road and helped folks out, had the money, had the time, had the gas. Now, here's the thing. That being said, you know, everybody is capable of certainly heinous things, but that doesn't mean that we are willing to do so. And if we're not willing, then there is no such thing as intent. And intent describes actual criminality. So when it comes down to it, I can't judge any person, not unless they have shown that they intended, okay? And their intention was to cause harm or hatred or destruction or dissolution. Those are crimes. If he had shown that he had tried to cause harm or hatred or dissolution to anybody, actually shown, was willing to do so, then I can say, okay, well, sorry, bro, but we can't stand on the same freaking sand. And as far as your butthurt feelings go, you can go pound sand. The reality is I don't like that any more than anyone else does. long story short, I went through some things in my life that would make me very distasteful of somebody who is accused of pedophilia. However, because I've also been through being accused of things that I have not done, I cannot be quick to judge a man. I have to wait until actual evidence proves out, which is precisely why a lot of folks tend to look at me and go, well, I don't know about you, dude. You can't make good judgments. I don't want you on my team. I can make crack judgments, but I'm not willing to make a judgment about an individual until they have proven to me that they are what they are accused of. And you see, that's the difference here. I can't hold hatred against a person until they have proven to me that they can be and should be hated. Which is why, a lot of folks look at me and they say, well, I don't like you, dude. I don't like what you have to say. I don't like what you think. And you know what? Too fucking bad. Grow up. As my stepmama used to say, grow a pair of fucking ovaries and get over it. If you're a woman, grow a pair of fucking ovaries and get over it. If you're a man, grow a pair of testicles and get over it. Because the reality is, if he's been accused of this and he was wrongfully accused, wouldn't you feel so horrible for accusing a man of doing such a heinous act? And think of this. I've been accused of that. Not necessarily that, but I'm saying I've been accused, and slanderously so. I'm no angel. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm no angel. I've beat the ever-loving tar snot out of folks before. For good reason, mind you, but I did. So, as it goes, what I've been accused of before, I could see why they would accuse me of that, but I would never actually act out on that. I'm not a murderous person. There again, as I've said before, I have been in my past at least twice, if not more than that, but I recollect at least 2 times that I've been sexually assaulted. Me, Blaine, big bad fucking Minuteman who would kick the fucking living shit out of somebody who did it nowadays. Twice. By men. And do you think I'm worried about that? You think it affects me to the point where I'm going to let my judgment be skewed and let my emotions overrule my better judgment, my logic, and my ration? I don't. I've been accused falsely. And slander is, and it does horrible things. It does more damage than the actual conviction would do. Slander, the charge, unlawfully so, against a person, which would defame or demoralize them. Let me ask you something. Do you consider yourself vindictive, hateful, spiteful? If you are, then why are you here? If you aren't, then how could you hold judgment over a person? And that's my point. You cannot hold judgment over any other individual. Now, I've spoke my piece since I couldn't speak it on another stream, says I was just cut down and destroyed and unable to. unable to speak what I knew to be truth, and I knew to be honest and right. I do not turn my back on people for things that I cannot prove. I can't prove one way or another, which means since I don't know, since I didn't see, since I can't be privy to the evidence, I cannot pass judgment. I was not allowed to see. I was not allowed to know, which means that I will never know. Here's the reality of it. That shit happened to my daughter. I don't have one, mind you, but that shit happened to my daughter. And the man was convicted of such. There'd be a man who'd be eating concrete. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Why do you think I can't have children? It's not because I go and I play with them. I'm not a sick fuck. No, I beat the shit out of sick fucks. That's why I'm not allowed to know. So until you get it through your thick fucking skulls that I actually care about everyone individually and I care about them as a human being. And I want to see the truth. And I want them to show me who they are, not what others accuse them to be. This is what I mean. Show me who you are. Show me you. Don't show me what everybody expects of you. Show me who you are. Because I've seen there's a lot of derision and there's a lot of division and a lot of hatred. And I don't give a shit one way or another, personal admission or otherwise. All right? I don't give a shit. If he's not saying it to me, which he has not yet, then I can't take that as admission. He has not actually said to me, Blaine, I did this. If he does so, then in that particular situation, I'll be more than happy to turn around and say, fuck you, dude. I don't fucking know you. And at the same time, if he's been falsely accused and somebody else attacks him, I might just tear into you. Think about it for a second. There's good reason. My brother was falsely accused. I've been falsely accused of murder. I've been sexually assaulted. My brother's been fucking sexually assaulted. So imagine for a second why I don't believe it. I know the difference. I have it in here. I see it every fucking waking moment of my life. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it will never go away. But if somebody is accused, that does not necessarily mean that they are guilty. Like I said, I was accused of attempted murder. And I went there with the intent specifically to protect a man's life. The very man I was accused of attempting to murder. This is what I mean when I say I cannot trust a fucking word you fucks say. Let Grimm speak. If he's not willing to speak, then it is what it is, and I won't go one way or another. And you'll never sway me from this. I want you to understand that. It's never going to happen. If we do not stand on these principles for everyone, then we are all doomed to fail. Because before it used to be until you were convicted in the state of California. Then it became if you were accused in the state of California. And people just let it slide because California, because politicians, because, oh, that's right, they're never going to see a courtroom anyways, right? That God show you that same kindness. Perhaps you would repent. I'm not happy about it, and I am very dissuaded from ever being kind to certain folks again. I wonder who is actually the troll, who actually is the one causing derision, because the reality of it is, there were people in this particular, recent podcast that were accused of being certain types of people. After the comments that I've heard, I'm dissuaded from believing that as well, because I have a firm belief that some folks are willing, and obviously do, jump to conclusions without having the full truth. I refuse to jump to conclusions without having that full truth. And with that, I'll leave you. I want you to know my judgment is sound. And I hold no judgment over any other man until he has proven to me that he cannot be without that judgment. All right? Y'all taters have a good night. I love you.